He thought he was prepared. His heart was pounding, but he had rehearsed every word. As he stood under the blossoming cherry trees, ready to lay bare his emotions, the moment didn't unfold as he had imagined. Her response was gentle but piercing. "There's someone else I like," she said, her voice carrying a bittersweet tone. For a second, time seemed to freeze. Rejection wasn't new to him, but this was something he wasn't ready for. It left him questioning. Could love truly be one-sided? Or was there more to the story? He retreated into himself, the lively buzz of school life around him feeling distant and dull. His mind replayed her words over and over. Was it his timing, or was he simply not the one? Amidst the haze of his thoughts, his childhood friend entered the picture. She had always been a source of comfort, but now carried an intensity he hadn't noticed before. Her teasing voice jolted him out of his gloom. "Why are you sulking over someone who can't see what's right in front of her?" Her playful banter carried an edge of truth. But was there more behind her words than simple encouragement? In her usual bold style, she proposed an idea, a plan to turn the tables. "Make her jealous," she suggested with a mischievous grin. He hesitated, unsure of playing along, but her determination was infectious. What started as a pretend relationship quickly became more complex. Her laughter felt more genuine, her concern deeper. The line between their act and reality blurred, leaving him wondering if their bond was more than he had realized. But behind her bright smile, was she hiding her true intentions? In a realm, objects form personal connections, and people behave in response. Meanwhile, the girl who had turned him down seemed unsettled. Her usual confidence faltered, and her glances lingered on him longer than before. Something was changing, but what? Her eyes drifted down of her heavily lidded eyes to watch the road below. One day she approached him in a quiet corridor. "Are you happy now?" she asked, her tone laced with something he couldn't quite place. Regret or envy? Her question hung in the air, and before he could respond, she walked away, leaving behind an unanswered puzzle. Was this a sign of second thoughts, or something else entirely? His childhood friend's vibrant presence became an anchor for him, pulling him out of his emotional storm. But she wasn't as unshaken as she seemed. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she finally opened up. "I thought helping you would be simple, but somewhere along the way, I think I got lost in my own feelings," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Her vulnerability caught him off guard. Could it be that he had been blind to something so obvious? Or was he too tangled in his own emotions to see clearly? Just as he began to untangle his thoughts, a charismatic new student arrived, effortlessly drawing attention. The newcomer's charm threw the delicate balance into chaos, capturing the interest of both girls. Impressive? This new presence shifted the dynamics, forcing everyone to confront their feelings head-on. His original crush seemed intrigued by the newcomer's magnetic energy, while his childhood friend grew increasingly protective. Caught in the middle, he struggled to decipher his emotions. Who truly held his heart? Late one afternoon, he found himself alone with the girl who had rejected him. Her usual confidence was replaced by a softer, more introspective side. "Do you think love is something we choose, or is it beyond our control?" she asked, her eyes fixed on the horizon. The question struck a chord deep within him. It wasn't just about their relationship, it was about the tangled web they had all found themselves in. Her question stayed with him, shaping how he saw his connections with the people around him. Later that evening, his childhood friend showed him an old photo. It was from a summer long ago, capturing a moment when they were carefree. "Do you remember this?" she asked, her voice soft. "Back then, it was so simple. We laughed, we played, and nothing else mattered. Sometimes, I wish we could go back to that." Her words resonated with him, stirring a flood of memories. He realized how much she had been a part of his life, always supporting him in ways he hadn't fully appreciated. At a school event under the glow of string lights, everything came to a head. The newcomer, ever bold, confessed his feelings to one of the girls. The declaration sent shockwaves through their fragile dynamics. For him, the moment was a wake-up call. He realized that he couldn't let others decide his story. Taking a deep breath, he sought out the one person who had always stood by him. He found her sitting alone, her usual spark dimmed. "I don't want to lose you," he said softly, his voice carrying the weight of everything he couldn't say before. As they sat together, the tension began to ease, replaced by an unspoken understanding. But just as the air cleared, his original crush approached, her expression unreadable. As father and son stepped forward to meet, finding themselves met for the first time. "You think this is the end of the story?" she asked, her voice calm but charged with emotion. "It's only the beginning." Her cryptic words sent a chill through him. What was she planning, and how would it impact the fragile peace they had just found? His cries for help were inconcise and carried no clear decisive need, but he called to her to return. The answers to their tangled emotions remained just out of reach. But one thing was clear: their story was far from over.